Mobility, flexibility. You hear these words thrown around all the time. And hey, most people use them to mean the exact same thing, but they're not. And not knowing the difference might actually be hurting your performance. Let's break down why.
So think about your pre-workout routine for a second. Does it involve sitting on the floor holding a hamstring stretch for 30 seconds, maybe a minute? What if I told you that classic move could actually be making you weaker right before you need to be strong? Let's get into it. It all starts with getting a really clear picture of what flexibility is, because honestly, most people's understanding is just plain incomplete.
Now look closely at this definition. There is one word on this slide that changes everything, and that word is passively. Flexibility is all about how far a muscle can be stretched without you doing any of the work. It's potential, not action.
This right here shows the difference perfectly. That passive range of motion, that's your flexibility. It's how far a partner or gravity could push your leg. But the active range of motion, that's how far you can move it using only your own strength. And that gap between the two, well, that's where things get really interesting. So here's the kicker. Having a huge passive range of motion means nothing if you can't control it. If you can't generate force through it, what good is it? It's like owning a race car but not having the keys. All that potential just sitting there.
And this brings us to the real game changer for anyone who wants to perform better: mobility. This isn't just about how far you can stretch, it's about how well you can move.
The easiest way to think about mobility is like a simple equation. It starts with flexibility. That's the available range. Then you add strength to actually get into that range. And finally, you layer on control, which is the skill to own that movement. It's a complete active system.
This is what mobility looks like in the real world. It's not a passive hold. It's the power to sink into a deep squat and then explode out of it. It's pure strength expressed through a full range of motion.
So here's our new, better definition. See the difference? Mobility is active. It's usable. It's the ability to get your body into the positions it needs to be in safely and powerfully, all on its own.
Okay, so we've got our two big concepts down. Now, let's put them head to head so you can see exactly why you need to choose the right tool for the job.
Let's start with the warm-up, a place where people get this wrong all the time. A flexibility approach uses static stretching, which basically tells your muscles to relax and lengthen. But a mobility approach uses dynamic movements, things like leg swings and torso twists. It's telling your body to wake up and get ready for action.
In your actual training, the goals are completely different too. Flexibility training is just to chase for more length. Mobility training is about improving the quality and the control of the movement you already have. It's about skill, not just stretch.
And here it is, the bottom line for performance. Flexibility gives you a range you might not be strong enough to actually use. But mobility gives you a range that you own. For an athlete, what really matters isn't how far someone can push your leg, but how high you can kick it yourself.
Now that we're clear on the difference, let's look at a few really common mistakes that might be secretly holding you back. See if any of these sound familiar.
This quote from Dr. Jennifer Williams pretty much sums up the biggest error of all. Forcing a cold, unprepared muscle into a long, passive stretch is not a recipe for better performance. You've got to warm up the tissue first.
So what are the big ones? First, doing that static stretching before a workout instead of dynamic mobility drills. Second, constantly stretching a muscle that just feels tight. Often, that tightness is a signal that the muscle is actually weak. It needs strengthening, not just more pulling. And third, chasing crazy levels of flexibility without building the strength to control it. That can create really unstable, vulnerable joints.
So, what do we actually do with all this? How do we start training smarter, not just harder?
It really boils down to a simple three-step strategy. 1. Make dynamic mobility the star of your warm-ups. Prepare your body for the exact movements it's about to do. 2. Use static stretching, but do it intelligently. The best place for those long, relaxing holds is in your cooldown to help your system wind down. And 3. Focus on building strength and control in your current range of motion before you go chasing more.
If you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Don't just chase flexibility, build mobility. Don't just ask, how far can my body go? Ask, how well can I control the range I already have?
And that's the difference. The key is to prioritize building a controlled, usable range of motion to really unlock your true athletic potential.
If you found this useful and you're interested in more evidence-based training concepts, consider subscribing.